So when he changed the voice and I saw his moods have changed, so that's when I realized that I have to leave the place. But still, I could walk, but looking backwards. Inside me, I thought maybe he's giving me a test. Maybe he's testing the someone is going to work with, or he has to test the friends whether they are trustworthy and not money-minded. But little did I know that seriously he had given me the money. He had given me the money. So what happened next? I moved until I couldn't see them. That's when I realized that truly this guy has given me this money. I was so happy. I was so happy to have that money. Someone has given me no refund, but I didn't know the source of the money. I didn't know the source too. I didn't know the person who had given me the money. Me, I was after money. And when I got that money, I went back to the canteen where I bought things. I found students there. They were backed at everyone to give me space. Said, I can buy you everything. Go away from here. I started asking everyone, what do you want? What have you come to buy? So within that minute, I spent 12,000. 11 plus the 1,000 I asked, 12,000 Ghana shillings. So I remained with 28,000. That's almost $11 out of the 20. I remained with $11 and spent the rest within that minute. So I was happy that day. Enjoyed the classes. I went back very fine. So in the evening, I went back home with my 38,000 Ugandan shillings. So next day, I had to come back to school. But remember, I had a sport bike, which I was using as my means of transport to school. Sport bike. But I don't know what happened to me that day, what changed my mind, what was controlling me, because it had never happened since I joined S1 to forget a sport bike at home, because it was my means of transport. So I forgot it. I realized that I forgot the sport bike when I was at school. I don't know how I reached school or I boarded the bicycle, because at the border there they could use bicycles so much. I don't know how, but I just realized when I was already there at school. I said, how have I forgotten the bicycle at home? So I didn't waste much time on that. So I went in the classes. Then during lunchtime, I came out. Remember, I have my 38. The way I was walking, if you come near me, I could slap you and pay you. Those are the moods I was with. So I went. That the next day I didn't go to the canteen. The next day I went where they cook. We had separate place where people with money could go and buy whatever they wanted. They could cook chicken, any kind of a meal. So that's where I went that very day. So let me tell you, I bought food for students. I spent 18,000 Ghana shillings that day. 18,000 is almost, I don't know how I can calculate. It's like $5, I think, $5. So that day I remained with the 20,000 Ghana shillings. I went back for evening classes. So at the exactly 11, no 5, that's when they could ring the bell to go back at 5 p.m. So the bell was rang, so I had to go back home. But remember, I forgot the sport bike home. Two, the money which I had reduced. So when I touched my pocket and I was only left with 20,000 Ghana shillings, I was not happy with it because I wanted to have money every day so that I could also spend. I wanted to change the life, no more eating stuff food. I wanted to start having another life. See the mind which had entered me. So I said, no, who gave me this money? I said, Ali. Can't I go back to Ali? And this time around, I'm not going to borrow like the way I did the previous days. I'm going to deceive. Hey, this time around, I was going to lie, not to speak the truth. For the first time, I spoke the truth, but the second time, I lied. So I started looking for Ali. I found him in their classes, art class. That's where he was seated. Then when he saw me, he asked me, "Why are you here? And why are you not heading to your home?" Then I told him, "I don't have transport to go back home. I forgot my sport bike and I don't want to walk." And it was a walkable distance because from school up to home, it was 500 Ugandan shillings. 500 shillings. That was, I think, I don't know how I can multiply in dollars. It's 0.00 something. So that was the cost of transport from school up to walkable distance. But I told him I don't want to walk and I don't have money. Yet I have money in my pocket. I started to lie. And Ali asked me, "Are you for real? You don't have transport?" I said, "Why should I deceive you?" Then he laughed. Not smile. He smiled. I didn't know what he was meaning by that time. But later I realized I knew why. He was happy. Because the fruits of the devil had started to manifest in me. His mission at school had started to produce or to yield some fruits because he wanted. So when I started to lie, he knew that the mission is going to be successful. I said, "Okay, you don't have, it's fine." So he pulled 20 Ghana shillings and gave me one note. Let me tell you, the time I cooperated with Ali at school, I never saw him with less than 20 Ugandan shillings. 20 in dollar is something which is like $6, $6 to $7. I never saw him less than that that note. It was above. It was above. And this was real money, not fake. Real money. Even though you check it using the electronic device, it was real money. So he gave me that money, told me go home. So then I was happy. I was so happy because when I touched my pockets, at least I had something. I had something. Now I had doubled the amount in my pocket, 40,000. So I went back home so happy. But little did I know that I was now being captured. So from there, my relationship with Ali grew. Every day, before I enter class, I first look for him. I ask him money. He gives me any amount. Break time, I go to him. I ask him money. He gives me any amount I want. Lunch time, I go to him, ask him money. He gives me any amount I want. When I'm going back home, I go to him, ask money. He gives me any amount he wants, without asking the accountability that where the one I gave you like break time, where is the one I gave you lunch time. He couldn't ask me any question, but Ali could just give me any amount of money I could ask him to give me. So the relationship grew. But during that time, I observed a lot of things. I observed a lot of things that I never saw Ali in the classes. Like the way you can see other students attending class. I never saw Ali in the class. That's number one. Number two, I never saw Ali eating like other students eating food. I never saw him eating. So Ali could be moving all over the school compound with a gang. Students could follow him. You can just hear the footsteps and see that you understand that this is Ali by person. So I started to adopt that lifestyle. Even when I started to lodge classes, someone who could be number one, who could lead in class, I started to lodge classes. And when it came to exams, someone who could be number one, getting 90s, 95, I started to get 20. I started to drop academically. But Ali, who could not attend classes, whenever the exams are done, or midterm exams, Ali could get 100 each paper. Each paper 100. Why? Yet Ali could not attend the class at getting 100. What happened? Which trick was Ali using? I was annoyed because we are living the same lifestyle, but for him is getting 100. Me who sometimes I could attend class, because for me sometimes I could attend class, but I'm just getting 20%. I didn't know that. So in our second episode, I wanted to give you a shorter videos, because when you make a long video, people don't watch. So in our second episode, we're gonna see why Ali could get 100 yet is not attending classes, and me who could sometimes attend class and who was wise, I dropped, started getting 20. What was behind that? What did Ali do to teachers who were marking Ali's exams? And what happened to me? What happened to Ali after? Who was Ali? Why did he come to school? Why was he at school and not attending classes? Much more we shall discover that in our second episode. Love you so much. You can send us our comment section. You can put it under a comment, or you can use our official email address tishtv74@gmail.com, or you can use our official numbers as you see them on the screen. We love you so much. See you. Shalom.